Hey, Jill. Long time no see, girl. How have you been?
You've got some nerve to message me. Did you forget what you did to me already, Aunt Petunia?
Oh, come on, Jill. Really? You're not still salty about that, are you? How many times do I have to tell you it was an accident? Move on already. You're an adult now. Isn't it time you started acting like one? Get over it.
I'm in a wheelchair because of you. How can you expect me to forget that? It's easy enough for you to say, isn't it? Because you can still live your life as normal.
Sure, it sucks that you got put in a wheelchair, but it was an accident. It's just one of those things, dear. It can't be helped.
Oh, it was an accident, was it? You pushed me while we were walking across a pedestrian bridge.
You were 6 years old back then, right? This is ancient history we're talking here. Sorry, sweetie pie. I'm afraid I don't remember. Are you sure you're not misremembering it? You know, dear, the older you get, the less reliable memories become.
Sure, I was just a kid when it happened, but I'll never forget what you did to me that day for as long as I live.
I see. It must be painful for you to carry around so much resentment all the time. But you didn't actually have any proof of your claims, did you? That's why your mom ended up going through such a hard time of it caring for you.
Yes, because we couldn't charge you for my medical treatment. You wouldn't take me seriously no matter how much I begged you. You refused to pay me a single cent for what you did to me, and to make matters worse, you pulled a vanishing act as soon as we started talking about compensation. And you're messaging me now? What do you want, and who the hell do you think you are?
Well, you see, dear, me and my husband got a divorce. So I had to move back to my hometown. Hey, how much money are you making these days?
And why in God's name would I tell you that? Let me make this crystal clear. I hate you. Like hell, I'm about to start having discussions about my salary with you.
I know you have a job. You work so hard despite the fact that you're in a wheelchair. Isn't that inspiring? You must be making a decent amount of money, right?
How do you know I'm working?
Why do you think? Because I asked your mother, obviously.
My mom? You're still in contact with my mom?
She is still my sister, Jill. We're obviously gonna stay in touch. What's up? Didn't you know?
My mom never mentioned anything about this to me. I thought you and my mom stopped speaking after you pulled a vanishing act after putting me in a wheelchair. I had no idea you were still in contact.
Oh, really? Okay, well, how to put this? I don't care. More importantly, how about you answer my question? Go on, tell me. How much money are you making? A rough figure is fine.
Like I said, I am not telling you.
Huh? Why not? What's the harm in telling me your salary? It's not like I'm asking for your bank details. Quit being so secretive already. We're family.
No. Family or not, I'll never forgive you for what you did, and I have absolutely zero interest in speaking to you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm pretty busy. I wouldn't have the time to speak to you, even if I wanted to. Goodbye.
Jill, I've been messaging you for a few days now. You could at least show your aunt the decency of replying every now and then. Hey!
Quit pestering me already. I don't want to speak to you. How much more obvious can I make it? Please stop harassing me. I am asking you nicely here.
Harassment? Oh my god, you're the biggest drama queen I've ever known. Why do you have to get so mad? Are you at work or something?
Yes, but you won't stop messaging me. I can't turn my phone on silent because I'm expecting an important call from a coworker. But my phone goes off every 5 minutes because you won't leave me alone. I can't even focus on my work because of you.
Well, in that case, how about you tell me how much money you make? And if you tell me, I promise to stop messaging you all the time.
Why are you so desperate to know? What relevance could my salary possibly have to you? We have nothing to do with each other.
Huh? But it is relevant, sweetie.
Why is it?
How am I supposed to know how much money I'm entitled to if I don't know your salary? That's why you need to hurry up and tell me.
How much you're entitled to? I don't follow. Wait a sec, do you think I'm gonna give you money?
Bingo! You hit the nail on the head, girlie. Well done, you. I told you, I got a divorce and came back to our hometown, right? As a result, I'm broke. That's why I was thinking of getting you to lend me a little something.
I have no idea why you think I'd do something like that. Why would I lend you money? You're literally the last person on earth I'd give anything to, let alone my hard-earned money.
No, dear. You're looking at this all wrong. The question is, why wouldn't you? Sure, you might be in a wheelchair, but if you think about it, it's all thanks to me you found yourself such a well-paying job. Which means you have an obligation to express your gratitude. Now, gratitude can take many forms, but in this case, I'm willing to allow you to repay your debt to me in the form of money. It's called common decency, and it's what being a mature adult is all about.
It's thanks to you I got my job? How the hell do you work that one out? You never helped me with anything.
Huh? Wait a second. Didn't your mom tell you anything?
About what?
Aha! So that's why she told me not to contact you. So who exactly do you think got you your current high-flying job with that major company? How rude. I feel like my kindness has been thrown right back in my face.
I still don't have any idea what you're talking about. Either start making sense or we're done here. What does my mom have to do with any of this?
You're in a wheelchair, right? Your mom didn't have enough money to cover your treatment after the accident. I could see what a desperate situation you guys were in, so I very kindly lent her the money.
You lent her the money? But I thought you refused to give us anything. Mom said she tried claiming the money for the treatment through her lawyer, but everything got rejected due to a lack of evidence.
Like I just told you, I lent her it. I reluctantly lent it to her when she showed up on my doorstep in floods of tears begging for help one day. Then, she made gradual repayments until eventually, I got back every cent she owed me and the debt was cleared.
Aunt Petunia, are you forgetting that me being in a wheelchair was your fault in the first place? The way you talk about it, anyone would think you were the victim in all of this. Stop being so arrogant and entitled.
You say it was my fault, but just like back then, you have zero proof to back up your claims. Your mother knew that. That's why she kept her mouth shut and paid me back my money without complaining. I even carried on getting money out of her every now and then after she got done with the repayment. She even gave me some last week.
What? More money? But why? Wait, no way. Have you been leeching off my mom this whole time?
Leeching? Don't say such scandalous and outrageous things, you insolent little girl. You do realize I helped you, right? Which means you have a duty and an obligation to repay me for my kindness. I mean, it's not that coming up with my money was easy for her, and I get the impression things have been especially hard for her as of late, but she still manages somehow or other. It's a small price for her daughter's life, though. Some things are irreplaceable, you know?
So what, now you plan on sponging off me instead because my mom ran out of money? You really are the most despicable piece of crap.
Now, Jill. I suggest you watch your mouth. We might not have spoken for a while, but I am still your aunt. Besides, look at it from my point of view. Coming up with the money for your treatment that quickly wasn't easy for me either. But your mother was so persistent in her begging, I felt like I had no choice. According to her, it was literally impossible for her to come up with the money without my help. And what can I say? It pulled at my conscience. But I'd be lying if I said it didn't leave me with a bitter taste in my mouth.
You said my mom already got done paying off her debt to you, right? Which means she owes you nothing now, and neither do I. Please, just leave us both alone from now on, Aunt Petunia.
I helped you both out in your time of need, Jill. Is this really any way to speak to the person who saved your life? Did your manners go to shit alongside losing the use of your legs?
My patience has its limits. I'm only repeating myself now, but like I said earlier, the fact I'm even in a wheelchair in the first place is all down to you. Don't you think what you're asking of me is a little rich, given what you did to me?
Now you're gonna make me repeat myself too, huh? Shall we just go around in circles all day, dear? Fine, have it your way. As long as you don't have proof for these wild, baseless claims you're making, the only cold, hard reality of the situation is that I, a generous and kind benefactor, selflessly helped you and your mother out during a time of need and desperation. Do I make myself clear?
By the way, exactly how much are you asking my mom to give you?
I think it was somewhere in the region of $5,000.
$5,000? Are you serious?
Yes, I'm dead serious, dear. Ideally, I'd like it during the next few weeks. If the two of you do some brainstorming and you help her by chipping in some money from your wages, surely you can come up with my money somehow or the other. Surely the two of you can come up with $5,000 if you work as a team. I believe in you, dear. You and your mother can totally do this.
This conversation is pointless. There is no way we can come up with that much.
Why not?
Because me and my mom are not your personal ATM. Even if we did owe you a debt of gratitude to begin with, by your own admission, my mom paid it all off, and we have no obligation to give you a single cent extra on top of it.
I'm also telling you I'm not satisfied with how much she gave me. Surely you know there's no debt without interest. All I'm doing is asking for the interest that's rightfully mine.
Interest? No way, that's not our problem. You don't just get to arbitrarily decide we still owe you money after my mom got done paying what you asked her for. Just leave us the hell alone already. If you don't, I'll be forced to take action.
Jill, what's going on? Tell me where your mother is right now.
Why are you messaging me again all of a sudden? I don't know, and whatever you want, it's not my problem.
You don't know, really? You better not be covering for her because she's your mother.
Covering for her? What the hell are you talking about? Why would I need to cover for her?
Wow, are you for real? You really don't know?
That's what I'm telling you, isn't it? Quit being so ambiguous and tell me what you're talking about already.
I see. Fine. Well, in that case, I guess I have no choice. Your mother pulled a vanishing act, so you'll be paying me $5,000 a month in her place. She told me to get the money from you instead. You wouldn't refuse an order from your own mother, would you?
I was wondering what you were talking about. So you meant that all along? Sure, no problem. Guess who gave my mom those instructions? Me, the CEO.
Huh? You, a wheelchair-bound cripple, a CEO? You gave your mom instructions. What on earth are you talking about, my dear? Have you been taking drugs?
How dense are you? Why would being in a wheelchair stop me from running a company? Sure, I've received lots of help from my employees, but my condition doesn't stop me from fulfilling my managerial duties.
You, a CEO? Is this some kind of joke?
How many times do you want me to say it? Yes, I'm the CEO. If you don't believe me, how about I send you some business cards? Or would you rather take a look at our company page? Or my Peepsin account?
Wait, if you're a CEO and CEOs run companies, and companies make money, so you can afford to pay me.
Well done, Einstein. Yes, it just so happens that I do make an above-average salary. So yes, I am capable of paying you $5,000 a month.
But what do you mean when you say you gave your mom instructions? You were vehemently opposed to paying me my money the last time we spoke. If you told your mom to go silent on me and ask you for the money instead, does that mean you planned this whole thing?
You're reading too deeply into it. It's just that my mom works currently at my company. That's why I worded it that way. But she's away on vacation now, so I have no idea where she is.
Whatever. None of this matters. The real question is, why did you suddenly change your mind and decide to pay me? Quit beating around the bush and tell me.
I wish you would have just given up when I refused you the first time around. But being you, I knew there was a pretty strong chance you'd go pestering my mom instead. The thing is, not only does my mom have zero obligation to pay you that much money, she also can't afford to. Which is why I told her to send you back in my direction the next time you showed up begging.
But I still don't understand. This doesn't make any sense. You were defiantly against paying me before. Don't get me wrong, I'm pleased, but what changed your mind?
You're so persistent and obsessive. I figured it would be better to pay you if it meant you finally shutting up and leaving us alone once and for all. It made more sense for the money to come from me, since it'll barely make a dent in my finances, as opposed to driving my mom further along the path to financial ruin. Make no mistake, I don't want to pay you, but my mom clearly doesn't feel like she's in a very strong position to refuse your demands. So I figured it was better for me to pay you, that's all.
Very well. I'm very kindly willing to take what you're saying at face value. I take it you can have the money ready immediately?
$5K, right? I can head over to your place and hand it over tomorrow. I'll also be handing you a contract.
Wow, tomorrow? You work fast. What do you mean a contract?
You might be a relative, but financial transactions can be a pain in the ass from a legal perspective. It's hardly a small amount of money we're dealing with here. I'm the CEO of a company, so I'll have to be thorough. All my I's have to be dotted and all of my T's crossed. It's just part of my risk avoidance policy. It's not a big deal, so don't worry about it.
I see. Well, in that case, alright. I'm pleased you're finally willing to work with me on this. But Jill, I need to make it clear that this won't just be a one-time payment. I'll be needing $5,000 a month for the foreseeable future. That won't be a problem for you, will it?
I'll work with you on that to the degree that I can. Is that okay with you?
Very well. In that case, I have nothing more to say on the matter. But still, I can't believe it. To think someone in a wheelchair could actually become a CEO. You did the family proud this time, Jill.
Thank you.
I'm filled with pride as your aunt, dear. I'm counting on you. Don't let me down. Jill, I've been checking my banking app all day, but this month's payment still hasn't gone into my account. I have some payments to make soon, so I'm gonna need that money sooner rather than later.
What are you talking about? There won't be any payment this month.
Huh? What are you talking about, Jill? You promised me $5,000 a month for the foreseeable future. We had an agreement. I didn't say we were finished yet.
Oh no, could it be? You did read that contract you signed back when I gave you the first $5K, right?
Contract? Oh, that piece of paper I signed before you gave me the money? Didn't you say that was just a formality? Who the hell reads those things? Of course I didn't read it. But so what? What's your point?
Well, this was clearly written in the contract, Article 3, Clause 7 to be precise, that if your repayments on the money I lent you were ever late, I wouldn't be giving you any further loans.
What? Whoa, wait a second. Loans? Repayments? What in heavens are you talking about? I thought you gave me that $5,000.
Don't make me laugh. Why would I ever give you money? That $5K was a loan. You signed the contract yourself.
But I didn't know about any of this. Surely that invalidates everything you're saying.
Nope, not even close. This was all clearly written in the contract. It's not my fault you chose to sign it without reading it. You will be paying me back every cent that you owe me. As things stand, the fee is $15K for the last 3 months, plus the interest on the delayed repayments.
Don't screw me around, you scheming little witch. I don't have a hope in hell of coming up with that kind of money. Who do you think I am, Jeff Bezos? I don't even have enough money for the rent, let alone $15,000 plus interest.
I guess I don't mind waiting. But you should know the interest will continue to pile up if you don't pay me back soon. Is that what you want?
Of course it's not what I goddamn want. How can this not be fraud? You tricked me. Screw your proxy contract. It's invalid. I ain't paying you back, jack bitch.
Just to make this clear, I am saving these chat logs, so you might want to be a little more careful with how you speak to me. So, you refuse to pay me back what you owe, I see. In that case, you forced my hand. Let's take this to court. This should go without saying, but you don't have any hope of winning.
Why not? I'm the victim in all this. Of course I'm going to win.
I gave you the minimum explanation that's legally required during transactions of this kind when you signed the contract. All of the conditions for the loan, including interest, were clearly written in the contract itself. You're the one who signed it without reading a single word because you were so desperate to get your hands on the cash. I haven't done anything remotely illegal, but you're welcome to take it to a lawyer if you don't believe me. You'll be wasting your money, though. You don't have a chance of winning.
Fine, I'll go to the cops. This is fraud, plain and simple. There's no way this can be legal. You know what? Screw it. I will go to a lawyer.
And like I just told you, I haven't done anything illegal. So you can speak to the cops or a lawyer if you like, but I guarantee you it won't change a thing. If anything, you'll be the one who gets in trouble for going to the cops with this.
And what's that supposed to mean?
You put me in a wheelchair. I couldn't take it to court when it happened because I didn't have enough evidence. But reinvestigation is possible.
What?
And you should know that even as an adult, I never stopped investigating and looking for proof. And guess what? I found some. It might not be damning evidence, but it is at the very least enough to get you arrested and detained. If you're prepared to take on that risk, then feel free to go to the cops.
Whoa there. Just wait a second, Jill. You have evidence? Are you being serious? Does evidence actually exist after all this time?
If I showed you, it'd probably end up getting thrown in the trash or destroyed somehow, so I'm afraid that's gonna have to remain unanswered for the time being. But I can tell you it pertains both to you blackmailing my mother and what you did to me when I was a kid. Believe me, I have evidence, and I'm willing to use it. You're a fool if you believe you'd walk out of a court with an innocent verdict.
Oh my god. But Jill, I can't pay you back that much money. I don't have it anymore. I divorced my husband, you know. Plus, I quit my job when you gave me the first $5,000 because I thought I'd be getting a top-up every month from then onwards. I'm serious. There's absolutely no way I can pay you back.
That's why I said I'd wait for you to come up with the money. You have nothing to worry about. I don't care how long it takes as long as I get my money eventually.
But you said there was interest on it.
Oh, that? Oh, that can't be helped. Surely you knew that there was no debt without interest. That's why I strongly advise you to pay me back sooner rather than later. If you don't, it'll blow up so much you'll probably be paying me off for the rest of your life.
Oh my god. I don't even have money to get by on this month, and you're asking me to pay back $15,000 plus interest? This is absurd. How exactly do you suggest I come up with that kind of money?
I guess all you can do is try your best. As for this month's living costs, don't worry, I've got you covered. Since the circumstances are what they are, I'm willing to lend you whatever money you need. Of course, that means the interest rate going up even higher, but as long as that's all right with you, I'm game. After that, Petunia reluctantly decided to borrow the living expenses she couldn't afford to cover for that month. Now she's working several jobs a day and night while surviving on nothing but 2 hours of sleep to pay me back the whole sum, which has now ballooned up to a grand total of $20,000, plus interest, of course. Aunt Petunia not only stole my freedom by condemning me to a wheelchair for the rest of my life, but she also relentlessly blackmailed my mom and was clearly willing to stop at nothing to escape responsibility for what she did to me. They say what goes around comes around, and I think that perfectly describes the fate of my immoral, unscrupulous aunt this time around. Oh, by the way, when I said I had evidence proving she was responsible for the accident that paralyzed me when I was a kid, I was lying. It's not that I have nothing, but I struggle to believe the flimsy scraps I do have would be enough to compel the police to arrest her. That said, it worked excellently as a scare tactic, which is exactly what I intended it to be. My Aunt Petunia, who fell for it hook, line, and sinker, is currently working herself to the bone to come up with the money for my debt repayments. As for how things are going on my end, me and my mom are currently working hard at the company, and are privileged enough to enjoy a standard of living lots higher than back when I had my accident. I have to take some credit for how well the company's doing these days, since I've definitely had my fair share of sleepless nights since becoming CEO. But there's no denying that the rest of the staff at the company, including my mom, have contributed hugely to its continued success. I'm committed to continuing to work hard while never forgetting that I'm always indebted to the help and kindness of others.